A little too short of an intro. I gotta drag this one out, I think.
Okay.
All right, don't let dogs nibble your toes. This week on Feel Good Friday, don't let dogs nibble your toes. Worms from rat lungs to human brains. Smurf Daddy went a little too smurf. Oh, fuck! Really? It wasn't great.
You did it, though. You did it. We're here.
The unfortunate part is I said it all so fast that it's like, I feel like you didn't get a second to even like hear what I said, but I do like that somehow I worked in Smurf Daddy went a little too smurf. Which we'll get to that. But before we get there, first of all, Taylor, are you okay?
No.
Fuck. Dude,
Damn,
you know what's like, I mean, I get it because like I get sick.
Dude, it's like,
and it's probably the exact same, but I do gotta say,
Taylor gets the man cold.
Dude, does he ever?
Yeah, right?
You know, it's like the whole thing of like, you know, the stereotype of like the wives, you know, all the girlies are like, my man's sick. And like, and you know, the girlies are like, oh, really? Like, what's wrong with him? And then they're like, well, you know, he's got like a man cold. Like he just like, he like turns it up. Like it's as if it's like some fucking big deal. It's like, look, I go through it once a month, you know, like, and then you go, and you're like, no, yeah, well, it can't be that bad. But then Taylor comes in the office and it's like,
He's that. He's what they're talking about.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, guys.
Taylor's like, oh, are you guys... Are you guys cold? Oh fuck! It's like,
guys, it's
He's
because
pouty. He's so
it
pouty.
came on in the last like 20 minutes.
You actually do. You do
I walked
genuinely
into
look
the office.
shitty when you.
I walked into the office this morning. Taylor's like, "Oh, I'm being productive, getting lots of work done," and then like it's like time to record, and Taylor goes, "Oh, God, it's fucking. Are you guys
freezing?
Jesus Christ, guys!
Is there a succubus in here?
I can just picture Kyla like at home, like just going."
Guys, I don't have the capacity to defend myself.
Great.
So I mean we don't really have this will be a shorter episode. I only have 3 things prepped.
I almost thought Chair was about to say we don't really have anything.
We don't really have anything today. Now I got a few things prepped. But
I heard that first thing that you and full disclosure, we were at a little community gathering this morning that was really fun.
Yeah.
And Jared typically doesn't share anything about what's on the show, but I had a little sneak peek
Yeah.
of this first bit. And the first thing you said was about a dog nibbling toes.
Yeah.
And I honestly would have thought that was the cutest thing in the entire world.
Unless it's Cujo.
How do you guys feel about
I know where this is going.
How do you guys feel about having your dog suck your toes?
I like when Loki.
I don't like the word
when
suck.
Loki licks my legs a lot.
Yeah.
I don't
And you
mind
like that?
I like it for like a minute, and then but he's the kind of dog that gets into a trance. So then after like a minute and a half,
Then it puts you into a trance?
I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
dude, get the fuck out of here! Stop licking my leg.
Donut doesn't really lick my toes.
Yeah, Rupert doesn't lick my toes. But if he licked them, that would be okay for me. If he started
I don't think
sucking them,
dogs can suck.
I don't think dogs suck.
Yeah, I don't think they know how to suck.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You should be wary of letting your dog suck your toes, depending on who you are, I guess. There was and in this case, this was very unfortunate, but also quite fortunate. This is a very weird story.
Did the dog get fungus in his mouth?
Well, no, it's a lot worse than that.
Oh.
It's a lot worse
Well,
than that.
not necessarily worse for the dog.
Well, it really depends on who you ask, and probably depends on who gets involved here. But let's look at the puppy. This is a bulldog puppy. All right.
Why is this
we're
camera?
gonna look at this.
Did I forget about that?
I don't know. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
a
you
fucking
did.
camera in
You
the
set
shot.
up the camera in the main shot.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
said anything.
So
until
here's
you're
here's
too
the
sick.
puppy. all right?
Oh my
He's
God, that's
pretty
so
fucking cute.
I know, but he's gonna morph. He's gonna morph into a seriously deformed creature.
No, he's not. Fuck that. Bulldogs are just the cutest little things.
He
As,
looks-
as unfortunate they are in terms of the way they were bred down from a wolf to this abomination, they are so cute.
Dude, it looks like you just took a roll of towels and just scrunched them all up, and that's this. It's literally that with eyes.
Yeah, it is that, isn't
They're
it?
It is
so
so
Yeah.
cute.
So David, this is the owner, David, and his puppy. David is the proud owner of a bulldog named Harley. And Harley is, if you're not watching this on YouTube, I mean, just go there just to see this fucking dog.
How
cute-
British does that guy look like? He looks like he just got home from like the pub. And I was at the pub.
He
and
does look British.
And this boy, I'm pretty sure this guy is a lad, because this is coming from Lad Bible.
That makes sense.
Which is most of our content for the last few weeks. So he got a cute floppy faced puppy named Harley. And of course, like, you know, you see that dog and you're like, that dog's a little sweetie. Like, that dog can do no harm. Well, not so much the case. You know, that guy, I love nothing more than I don't typically nap, but if I'm going to try to nap, if I'm trying to nap and Donut like lays on me or like lays on my leg and like rests his head on my leg, there's something about that equation that just like triggers like okay, I'm going to extra relax and I go into nap mode.
Yeah.
So
why? Now, I agree with you, but if it was the case when I was trying to go to sleep at night,
Yeah.
it detracts from my ability to go
Oh,
to sleep
not me,
at night.
dude. I need like every
I know
time.
yeah, right.
But
Oh,
nap
that's not
time,
like-
it heightens the
But again,
capacity.
this is happening on a couch versus the bed. I don't know what it is.
I don't know when every night when I go to
Interesting.
bed, guys, I get into bed and I call
You're an
Rupert in
outlier.
and I like spread my legs open and just like make a little blanket sort of nook, and Rupert just like
Start sucking.
no.
Don't talk
dogs can't
about
suck.
don't talk
Sorry.
about
No, he
don't
curls
talk
up.
about your routine
He
on
curls.
air for going to bed with Rupert. It's not good.
Semen is another kind of
Well,
milk.
I lay down, I
Guys.
open my legs, and I
Guys.
say,
Come here, boy. There's nothing funny about fucking dogs. All right?
Guys,
Listen, nothing funny about
Guys.
dog fuckers.
I
Now,
was talking about something cute. Dude, it's cute. It's
well,
really cute.
this man, this man, David, recalled I was asleep on the couch, and you know he felt pretty confident that he could sleep with his new puppy, and he said I was asleep on the couch when my wife walked in and shouted, "Dave, the puppy's chewing your toes."
he's from Newfoundland, not the UK.
Oh, dying Jesus, Dave, the puppy. And he said, my puppy had near enough chewed off my big toe. Chewed it right down to the bone and cracked it off.
Does he have
literally.
diabetes?
Well, now, good fucking call, right? So this guy was laying there. This puppy was chewing on his toes, chewed the toe off. And the guy was just snoozing away. Obviously, if that was either of us, I'm going to guess we would probably wake up before the toe was off.
Yep,
For
for sure.
sure. We
But
would
because
wake
of
up
this,
almost immediately.
David has come to realize, which he did not know, his entire foot was, both feet were completely numb. The dad of 5 from Cambridge rushed to Addenbrooke's Hospital after waking up to find his toe in bits. Man. All right, I'll get to that. He was put on IV antibiotics to stop an infection caused by the dog bite from spreading to his
Guys,
bone. And while he was there, doctors also conducted CT scans for his fractured toe and discovered that David had not 1, but 2 completely blocked arteries. And this revelation meant that David's entire leg could have been in danger of needing amputation if the blood supply wasn't returned. But thankfully, Hartley's decision to eat his foot meant that the doctors could get to work. So he found out that he had these blocked arteries and it was causing complete numbness in his legs.
I don't mean to sound like completely ignorant to the fact that like there are people who don't understand how their bodies work.
Yeah.
But like, guys, if you suddenly lost complete feeling in your feet, and
Big difference though.
so
I'm
not even-
already gonna step in.
not even suddenly.
Yeah, that's that's the part.
If you at some point in like 6 months from now were like, holy shit, like I really can't feel my feet. Don't you think you would notice? Like I feel my feet in my shoes right now.
Yeah.
When I'm walking, I feel my feet. If I couldn't feel my feet when I was walking, it would feel like when your foot's asleep and you're walking on it, and how alien that
But
feels.
it's like the boiling frog thing.
Yeah, which actually apparently is a myth.
Right, because
but-
eventually
but-
the frog is going to be like, holy shit, it got really hot in here.
But you
I mean, I know that
you feel it
that's
in the
fucking
shower.
frog.
If you
Yeah.
turn on hot water
Yeah.
and you turn it up a bit and you turn it up a
I
bit,
think
then
the
you,
But it gets to a point where you feel that the water's too
no,
hot.
of course.
But here's the example to use, right? I think about my dad. Guy in his 60s, lived a pretty healthy life for the most part, was like pretty active. But then like he gets to a point in his life, maybe like late 30s, early 40s, where he starts to develop, I don't know, let's say like back pain, right? And the back pain is there, and the back pain is kind of constant. But eventually the back pain sort of just becomes a part of your everyday to the degree where it's like you don't even notice the back pain anymore. Back pain just is. You just are back pain. And after 15 years of that back pain, you lose touch with the fact that actually your body's in pain. This is now your norm, and you don't even register that you have this kind of pain anymore. I mean, we would see it all the time as like yoga instructors. You see people come in who have like whatever, age has just taken a toll on their body. And then they start to move their body, and they start to become in tune with their body, and they start to go,
I'm
holy
sore.
fuck, I'm sore. And
you know who that happens with the most?
yoga
Men.
teachers.
Men.
Like 40 plus men.
Yeah. But also there's like a whole, I don't know what the saying was, but it's like, once you become a yoga teacher, you're just constantly in pain. And the reason is because you are now so in tune with your body. You start to pick up these things that were really just kind of in the background. It was background noise.
Sorry, what I mean by that is that the people that notice it the most, the people that are having the biggest revelations, anecdotally anyway, are men who are 40 plus who come into a yoga class after a life lived, not stretching, moving their body, thinking about how their body moves for a lifetime,
being in denial about their feelings and
then,
how things feel.
and then going, my God, there is so much here that needs work.
You ache everywhere,
and it aches, but it also feels
Okay,
great.
So I totally understand all of that, but I still stand by the fact that if I totally didn't have any feeling in my feet,
it's a wild thing
feel
to
like
think.
I would be like, geez, this is weird that I don't have feeling in my feet.
But again, you have to take into consideration your lifestyle versus, I mean, we don't know David.
Totally.
But
he looks like a lad who was at the pub all afternoon.
Maybe, David's a little puffy, a little red in the face. Like maybe David, I mean, I'm also a little puffy and red in the face, but I'm going to light therapy. So like, whatever. But you never know, like maybe David was just like a really, had a really sedentary lifestyle that wasn't really up to much. And then but again, it's like, it's blocked arteries. So it's like, maybe that's a really insidious thing too, where it's like very slow to come on over the span of X amount of years. Who knows? Mm-hmm. Either way, his dog ate his fucking toe off. And
Brian doesn't respect him.
Yeah, that's right. So doctors began to assess David for stents, which would open up the arteries and allow blood flow to return to his leg. After the whole ordeal has only left him more grateful for Harley. Recognizing the dog had, quote, done him a favor by chewing his toe, David made clear that he has no plans to get rid of the young pooch. Now, here's my question.
But now he's got a taste.
Once you give a dog a taste of that fucking, some of that fucking iron, like
there's no going back.
Like look at this beast. Look at this little guy.
Oh my God,
that is a cute puppy,
dude. Those noises are making my ears.
For people just listening, this is just to make this easier for you, because I know this probably fucking sucks, but it's a dog eating a watermelon.
Honestly,
but now imagine
this sounds way worse than it looks. It looks so cute.
Yeah, right. Let's play it again. But now just imagine this is the sound of Harley chewing this guy's toe off.
He has no choice but to feed him a raw meat diet.
Yeah, raw human meat too.
You can't go back.
It's like it's now David is now Harley's familiar. Yeah, he's gonna have to go out and hunt for human to bring it back to feed this fucking this absolute beast.
Wait, guys, did
Jesus Christ?
Did Harley swallow any of the toe?
I would hazard a guess that there's at least some flesh that went down the belly.
Because like I buy
Rupert
Rupert's stuffed animals all the time, and he like will rip their ears off or their little arms off and like pull all this stuffing out. But I almost never find like any part of there's not like any part of the material
by contrast,
missing, you know?
with Loki, the exact opposite.
It's gone. Like, does it disappear?
Yeah,
like
he'll just fucking chew it apart and eat it.
I mean, look at this bone. This bone's disappearing. That's just plastic.
Yeah.
You know,
digestible plastic.
Is that a thing?
It's not. I mean, it's digestible. It's not good. It's not good for your dog. Your dog's actually not. I looked it up. Your dog. They're like, don't.
They're made out of nylon.
Yeah, it's nylon.
What is nylon? Is nylon a plastic?
Nylon is a plastic. Yeah.
Is it
nylon? Let's look it up.
It's a nylon.
What is?
It's anything that's bad for you.
That's a nylon.
What's
a
nylon? Microplastics. Nylon is a family of synthetic polymers with amide backbones, usually linking aliphatic or semi-aromatic groups. Fuck off.
Can you Google if nylon bones are bad for dogs?
They are. I mean, they're not. They are. I already looked this up when I bought this bone. I did that deep dive, and everything is like, you really shouldn't allow your dog to consume it.
But our dogs are consuming this one.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
all
dogs are.
Should we not let them do that anymore?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Donut's happy, so
yeah, right. True.
He might die a little sooner.
Rupert loves that bone.
He's happy, you know. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, so they put Harley down. And no, they didn't. Do you guys want to talk about some stuff that will make us feel not so great?
Sure.
All right. Worms. How do we feel about worms?
Guys, I got worms. I hate any worm segment on this podcast.
This is a crazy one. I mean, I know you do, and
they're
that's why
all
I put this
crazy.
In here. This one's
insane.
This one gets even wilder than the rest.
Have you guys used the worm emoji?
No.
It's gross.
Why would you?
It's disgusting. Like, you honestly go to your phone.
I don't know what it looks
bring
like.
up the worm emoji. It looks nasty. It's honestly, all emojis are pretty cute in a way. The worm emoji is kind of gross. It's like it looks wriggly. Like it looks like it could wriggle around the screen.
Yeah, well, if you don't like that, you're not going to like this. Worm that jumps from rats to slugs to human brains has invaded the Southeast U.S. This is crazy. Dude, it's crazy that this exists. It's crazy. Here's what's crazy. It's crazy that what I'm about to read to you is fact, and that people have a hard time accepting the fact that aliens could be real. If you just accept the wildness of this, the alien thing is fucking child's play. This is crazy.
I very easily accept the idea that aliens could be real.
Yeah.
It's that they are here.
Yeah. The fact that that's the part that you find hard to believe, but you accept to believe this, to me is wild because this sounds made up.
All right.
This sounds more made up than NHI having decades-long contracts with the United States to reap our souls as a commodity.
I think the thing, Jared, I think the thing that makes this believable is that they have it. They showed us. Like, I'm sure that there's some sort of pictures or something.
Just you wait. Just you wait.
I mean, they did show us. I mean, they actually just showed us in Mexico not that long ago that there are.
Oddly enough,
those were fake.
Oddly enough, they have not been confirmed to be fake. Oddly enough, NASA has stepped in to go, we're actually gonna be testing these things along with Harvard.
Oddly enough, they rented the Mexican Congress
Oddly
Hall.
enough, they
to
did.
Make it seem as if it was coming from a government source.
Oddly enough, they did, and oddly enough, it was a guy who was a hoaxer. But
oddly enough, the Mexican government rents out their House of Congress.
Yeah. Anyway, so the dreaded rat lungworm is a parasite with a love for rats and slugs that occasionally finds itself rambling and writhing inside human brains. And it has established itself in the Southeast U.S. and will likely continue its rapid invasion, a study published this week suggests. The study involved small-scale surveillance of dead rats in the Atlanta Zoo. So between 2019 and 2022, researchers continually turned up evidence of the worm. In all, the study identified 7 out of 33 collected rats, so 21%, with evidence of a rat lungworm infection. The infected animals were spread throughout the study's time frame. So all in different months, 1 in 2019, 3 in 2021, and 3 in 2022, indicating sustained transmission. Now, although a very small study, the study suggests that the zootonic parasite was introduced to and has become established in a new area of the southeastern United States. The study's authors, led by researchers at the University of Georgia College of Veterinary Medicine, concluded this. The study was published Wednesday in the journal Emerging Infectious Diseases. Now, here's the thing. 7 out of 33 rats. One might look at that and go, well, that's not very many. But you have to think, like, 7 out of 33 rats, those 33 rats really are like, I don't know, 700 trillion rats. You know, it's like when you see one mouse, you're not seeing a mouse. When you see one mouse, you know that mouse is a part of
a lot of mice.
Fucking lot of mice. It's like it's not like, oh, we have a mouse that lives in the office, which we do.
I actually haven't seen him in here in a while.
I saw him here.
Yesterday.
I saw him. Yeah, I saw him yesterday. There's literally probably thousands of them in this building.
No,
dude.
No.
Have you guys never watched the fucking documentary about rats in the United
but we're not in New York.
I don't think it matters, dude. I don't think it matters. I think if you see one mouse, there are way more than you can. Well, I'll say rats. I don't know about mice, but like rats.
I think that like knowing what I know from like reading The Most in the Motorcycle and Stuart Little, like it's usually 4 or 5 per house. So like if you see one,
like Marcel the Shell,
right? Exactly. So you've probably seen like, you know,
Let's look up how big is a rat infestation.
Probably the teenage mice.
How big is a rat?
Are like, you know, they shouldn't be out during daytime normally, but like they are being a little bit risky, not listening to their parents, and so like those are the ones that we're seeing. But like the elder mice that like are the ones who are staying home cooking dinner and stuff like that.
Guys, some people have just the like a really extreme aversion to mice and rats.
I used to have a pet rat.
Like Kyla is
I used to feed my python.
Kyla's not
live
listening.
mice
because I had a pet rat and
rats.
we used to feed.
Like I know that Kyla has stopped listening
right now
for a fact. Yeah.
Oh well, good because this is gonna get this gets way worse.
Wait. You mean like she can't even listen to this type of conversation about?
100% no.
So if she was in here and she saw our little pet,
she won't come in here anymore.
Oh yeah,
more or less. Like unless she had to. She won't like come into this building
now that she knows, that it's out there,
and that's
now that
like
she listened to this episode for a second, found out, and now she's like, I'll never come back.
She's known for like I don't know,
she has
like a year, so
right.
That's why she's just never, ever here.
Is it a phobia or is it a ick?
Yeah. I mean,
what's more ick to her, the rats or your man cold?
Rats for sure,
barely.
So she's pretty supportive of the man cold.
But. Like rats are really cute. Like if you just look at their little whiskers and their little noses, how cute are they?
See, I agree with
now
mice.
A horde of rats.
Yeah.
Would you say a horde of rats is really cute? You know what's actually really not cute?
They'll eat your ass.
Yeah, a rat king. That's not cute.
No, yeah. Well, we have to defeat the rat king.
The rat king. Well, no, but a rat king. Do you know what an actual rat king is?
I know that there's an actual thing called a rat king, but I don't know.
It's a formation of 1,000 rats.
It sort of is.
That acts autonomously as one being.
A rat king is actually one of the gnarliest things you'll probably ever hear about. A rat king is a gaggle of rats that have been in such a. I'm guessing that it has to do with like. I'm guessing it has to do with like tight spaces, and they all of their tails get tied up, and they get stuck and they die in that. They die because they can't fucking get away, and so it's just knots of tail, and they all just die in that.
That's really sad.
It's gnarly.
You know, it's like rats. So I think the reason why rats have a bad reputation is because you see you're used to seeing dirty street rats, and like the fancy rat that's what it's called, a fancy rat,
the Ratatouille rat.
it's like they're clean and they clean themselves and
they cook for you and
they're so cute.
They're great cooks.
They're so cute. It reminds me of in
Chefs.
Home Alone when like Home Alone 3 or whatever that like later one that came where the kid has the
I
little,
like that.
the
Yeah.
little thing where he carries
a
it
kid.
around, the little thing. Like that's what I wanted when I had my pet rat.
Yeah.
That just
How
hung
long
out
did
with
your
me.
rat live for?
2 years.
2 years. That's pretty good.
I think their average lifespan is like 3 to 5 years, maybe. Mine was.
If you restrict their diet, you'll kick it out to 10.
Ah, Paris, France. Home of the finest restaurants and the greatest chefs in the world.
Is it Patton Oswalt?
All my life, I've wanted to be one of them. You may think that's a strange dream for a rat.
Is that Patton Oswalt who does the voice for Ratatouille?
I don't know. I've never seen it. So, the rats. The finding of this this rat lungworm is concerning, and here's the reason why. Given the calamitous infection of the rat lungworm, aka Angiostrongylus cantonesis, can cause in humans. So it can really fuck up a human. A parasitic nematode, as their name suggests, typically found in rats, but they have a complicated life cycle, which can be deadly when disrupted. So here's the cycle. This is fucking crazy. Normally, adult worms live in the arteries around rats' lungs, hence the lungworm. There, they mate and lay eggs. The worm's larvae are then burst out of the lungs of the rat, which then gets coughed up by the rat. Okay, then swallowed up and eventually pooped out by the rat. So the rat goes, coughs out the larvae, sees it on the ground, goes, oh fuck, eats that up, poops it. Okay, now the poop is picked up by slugs or snails. This can happen if the slug or snail, the gastropod, eats the rat poop, or if the ravenous larvae just bore into the soft bodies of the slugs.
Guys, the world and the way that shit happens, like
that's what I'm talking about.
Outside of like what is like our size on the planet,
outside of three fucking dopes talking into microphones, while this is happening, the fucking mouse that we just saw just coughed up a larvae, ate it, shat it. A slug came by. It jumped into the slug. We're not even over. From there,
guys, hold on. Just imagine if there was a species on Earth that was above us.
Yeah.
And they were talking about us, and this is how we did it. But we can still talk and like communicate with each other like intellectually like we do now. And they're just like, yeah, and then they just fucking, because we kind of do just bore into each other.
Yeah.
To fucking make more of us. We kind of just, they're like, oh, and then they bore the penis into the vagina.
I mean, this is what the NHI are saying right now. So the slugs, the larvae goes into the slug, like just into its body. Hold on, let me finish this a little bit.
But wait. There's no way sticking a penis in a vagina can be equated to worms boring in through the soft sides of a slug.
It depends on the way that you look at things.
It really does.
It really does. You know,
you've just normalized. You've just normalized.
You have. When you do think about it, like even banging is
it's
funny.
crazy.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know, it's like it's like they do it downstairs, they do it upstairs for some reason. There's not even any point to doing it upstairs. It's just
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so to get us caught up here, the lungworm lives in the rat's lungs. It lays eggs. The larvae burst out of the lungs, which the rat coughs up. The rat re-eats the cough up. Then the larvae gets pooped out. The poop is laying on the floor. A slug comes by, either eats it or it just goes into the slug. Then the slug gets eaten by the rat. Okay? Now, with the slug being eaten by the rat, the late stage larvae penetrate the intestines of the rat. Enter the bloodstream and migrate to the rat's central nervous system and the brain. There they mature into subadults, then migrate to the lungs, where they become full adults and mate, thus completing the cycle. And it's all over again, repeat
that is
and rinse,
the
repeat.
Most wild cycle. Those worms have been everywhere in a rat.
Humans become accidental hosts in various ways.
I don't even want to know how.
They may
Eating street rats.
they may eat undercooked snails or inadvertently eat an infected slug or snail hiding in their unwashed salad.
Or traveled to Peru and ate a
Guinea pig.
That's right.
Infected snails and
don't do
slugs
that.
can also be eaten by other animals first, like frogs, prawns, shrimp, and freshwater crabs. If humans then eat those animals before fully cooking them, they can become infected. So when a rat lungworm finds itself inside of a human, it does what it usually does in rats. It heads to the central nervous system and the brain. Sometimes the migration of the worms to the central nervous system is an asymptomatic or only cause mild transient symptoms, but sometimes they cause severe neurological dysfunction. This can start with non-specific symptoms like, everything, headache, light sensitivity, insomnia, that kind of thing. And that can then turn into neck stiffness and pain, tingling or burning of the skin, double vision, bowel or bladder difficulties, and seizures. And in severe cases, it even causes nerve damage, paralysis, coma, and
a rash.
Death.
I thought you were going to say
gonorrhea.
I thought you were
itch with a
Jared,
rash.
I thought that maybe, and perhaps maybe this is what you're doing. I thought maybe this is what you were teeing up to say, and this
Is what I have.
is what
I've been dealing with. Yeah. And this is why I go to light therapy. It's often thought that the worm actually can't complete its life cycle in humans. So it just ends up idly wandering around in the brain for a month or two before it eventually is killed off by the immune response system. However, there has been some evidence that of adult worms reaching the human lungs. Now, of course, this is a issue because this is literally seen as like a critical situation right now in the southeastern United States, and that's why it's pretty alarming for the infectious disease.
So
CDC's
so
kind of looking at this going,
but
"Ooh."
so if
Is
it
it
gets
just
in the lungs,
Floridians?
It's in Georgia. It's
Uh-oh.
Atlanta.
So
Yeah.
if it gets in the lungs and then starts the cycle, could it basically kick off the same way that it does in the rats, where like the worms
The
have
whole cycle?
babies and then you cough them out,
Eat your cough up,
you
you shit,
yeah.
and then
Is that what they're worried
no?
about?
I don't know.
I was just thinking.
I actually have no idea.
Because it is the southeastern United States. I thought that maybe that's what they were worried about.
Yeah.
Because like I know that we
If there were a
wouldn't,
people that would do it,
they
it would
would
be
do
them.
it. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't say it.
But you thought it too.
No,
right?
I didn't even. No.
Oh, I thought that's what you were
No,
saying. I wasn't saying
I'm a big
that.
fan of our
everybody
southern
knows Florida's a
brethren.
different breed.
Yeah, it's Georgia.
But Florida, though.
But can we talk about Florida?
Isn't that what they're worried about though? They're not worried about it in Georgia. They're worried about it getting across the border to Florida.
That's right. That's where shit will
'Cause it's
really
like,
hit the fan.
If,
I don't
if
know.
it gets in them, they're gonna start eating their cough up.
I don't know if this next story is a Florida man, but it does certainly sound like a Florida man. This is this week's edition of. This is the story of a man who went a Smurf daddy who went a little too Smurf.
I
Okay?
don't know what that means.
Yeah, define Smurf daddy. Please.
This is actually a sad story. This is a very horribly sad story.
good to know.
Here we go. Oh no, he's from Washington. So Paul Carrison from Bellingham in Washington. He hit the headlines across the globe after he appeared on the Today Show back in 2008, where he revealed that he had managed to turn his skin an unusual hue of blue. Do you want to see the image first, or do you want to see an old news clip?
Wait, is it the Blue Man Group or is it?
This guy is not in Blue Man Group, but he would have immediately been accepted if he just shaved his beard and his head.
Have you guys ever
Actually?
seen Blue Man Group?
Yes.
Pretty crazy.
I don't know if I have.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, phenomenal. What do you want to see? A photo, or do you want to see some video first?
Let's see a photo first and then ramp it up with the video.
All right. So Carrison explained on the Today Show back in the day that in an attempt to sort out several minor medical issues he was living with, this actually reminds me of what I'm going through right now, including acid reflux and dermatitis. I had some dermatitis. I mean, it was, dermatitis. I also have acid reflux. He began to consume silver chloride colloid while also rubbing the solution of colloidal silver on his face. And this is...
Whoa.
What?
Wow.
Was a result. And this is not a, this is permanent. This is forever now.
Well, he's like it's gray. He has like silvery gray skin.
And you know what it is?
He looks like really chewed up.
You know what he looks
like Hubba Bubba, purple Hubba Bubba.
You know that like really, really desirable fur color that but makes all the fucked up dogs. It's common in French bulldogs.
Like silvery gray.
You see it's like a blue.
Yeah.
It's like a blue
Yeah,
silver.
Yeah, blue. Yeah.
If you see a blue silver French bulldog, immediately.
Yeah.
Your first thought will be, oh my God, that's a cute dog. Your second thought should be, wow, that's irresponsible, because they only come about by really irresponsible breeding practices. And that dog,
what? I didn't know this.
And that dog will almost certainly have very
Are
bad
they
health
rubbing
problems.
colloidal silver onto the parents?
Maybe
like
they
what's
are.
what is, do you know what how why do you say that?
It's just it comes about. I looked into it at a point in the past, but it comes about by a certain like
you heard it here
breeding-
first, folks.
certain breeding methods that are where like bad traits are being passed down, and it comes through maybe through like incestuous sort of lines and stuff like that. Is Britney Spears incestuous?
No, it's just toxic. And so was this guy, I guess.
I'll look it up.
He claimed the cure worked, but it came at a pretty horrific side effect, turning his skin a bluish silver color permanently. When asked when he first realized something was wrong, he told an interviewer that it was actually a pal of his who noticed it first.
Whoa.
Someone went, "Hey, Paul, you're looking real blue, bud."
Okay. There's two things in this episode so far that make me find it hard to believe that they didn't just know. Like, he didn't just know. He didn't realize that himself. Like, I understand the idea of like gradually changing.
I would say it was
over time.
gradual, like kind of like
fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
This guy's purple.
Yeah. This guy, like, I mean, again, people that are just listening, which is all of you, he really is purple. Like this guy. I mean, here's a clip.
He was a recluse, but then became an internet sensation after his skin turned a permanent shade of blue. That was 15 years ago. Oh my God. Well, the cause is, you come to find out, basically his own self-remedy,
really
his own
blue.
self-medication. It was a special concoction of
like a
silver using electrolysis. He was just trying to treat a rash or dermatitis on his face. So he drank this special silver formula and also later applied it directly to his skin. Here's the sad update. Last week, Paul passed away at the age of 62.
No.
Yeah, so Paul's dead now, which is which we were getting to, but he said in the interview, where his wife said he ended up getting the nickname Papa Smurf,
That makes sense.
which was a nickname he did not appreciate.
Oh, he didn't like it. Oh shit.
But does he get it?
He said his wife said if a kid ran up to him saying Papa Smurf, it would put a smile on his face. But if an adult said it, he would get really offended. And so he ended up having pretty bad luck. Just a few years later, he developed heart issues and prostate cancer. Now, I don't know if that has to do with the silver he was ramming into his skin. And then in 2012, he lost his home. He was forced to move into a homeless shelter.
Oh, no.
And then tragically at 62, he died after a heart attack that led to pneumonia and a severe stroke. But he continued to use the colloidal silver right up until his death.
Whoa. Do you think that the topical, because he was taking the Tyler pill or whatever,
Yeah.
But also it said he was rubbing it.
He was
too.
rubbing it in.
Do you think
It can't be good.
Do you think like his face and everything was silver? Do you think his whole body? And
Oh yeah, no,
everything else was,
Like, if you looked at that video again, it's his hands, like all of it, his whole body turned blue.
That's wild.
Do you think his dick was blue?
I feel like because like if you look at like because if you look at like my dick is lighter than the rest of my body.
Weird.
Like slightly.
What?
Because it's
That's
not
opposite.
No, because it's not as tan. As the rest of your
Are you
body.
hearing this?
No, I'm not.
Dude, Bry's dick is lighter than the rest of his body.
Oh, that's weird.
That's fucking weird, dude. You
Yeah.
got a pale dick?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's actually super standard
It
for
is
it to be darker.
Yeah. What fucking world do you live in?
But like, you're not tan down there.
No,
No,
but your
I
dick
know,
is
but your
always a
dick,
bit dark,
but your dick
darker than
knows
the rest of-
dick knows that. And to compensate for
Holy
the fact
shit,
that
Brian.
it will almost never see sunlight,
gotta-
it's always darker than the rest of your body.
Is it? I'm gonna look it up. Is it?
I actually
weird
don't know
to
that my dick
have
is lighter than the rest of my
a
body.
dick
I just felt like that made
is
sense.
But do you know that
lighter
it's darker?
than the rest?
I think it's the same in color as the rest of my body.
Dude,
Mine's
that,
darker.
even that's weird. Well, for
It's
most
darker
people,
than, it's darker than the immediate skin around, like your thigh, like the skin that.
I wasn't
oh
talking.
wow, guys, this is crazy.
You guys have weird dicks.
Holy shit! No,
dude,
it's
dude,
normal.
no,
It's
no.
normal.
This is super normal.
Is it normal to have a multicolored penis or a different colored penis than compared to the shaft of the penis? Well, this is different because
yeah, that's different.
But
We're talking about shaft and foreskin, or head and shaft.
so while for most people their penis is the same color as the skin on the rest of their body, this isn't true for everyone. For some people, the penis may be a shade or two darker or lighter than their regular skin tone.
Okay.
So yeah,
Just so happens that the majority is darker.
just so happens
sometimes
that
than
every
lighter.
dick that I've seen
Doesn't say
is
the
a bit
majority
is a bit darker.
Well, I'm saying, anecdotally.
Here, guys, there's so many people have Googled this. Why is my penis darker? Explain. Understanding the anatomy and skin color of the penis.
I'm going
the penis
home and
is
I'm
made up of
taking a-
different layers of skin and tissues. The outer layer of skin is called the epidermis, which contains a pigment called melanin. The pigment gives skin its color and protects it from the damaging effects of UV radiation. The amount of melanin in the skin determines its color, with people with darker skin having more melanin than those with lighter skin. The color of your penis depends on the amount of melanin present in its skin. Generally, the penis is darker than the rest of the body due to its high concentration of melanin. However,
But if your skin is
sometimes
really dark-
weird penises can be lighter than the rest of the body. That's so interesting.
But if your skin is really dark, your penis is lighter.
No, I think it's.
Dude,
I think
I watch a lot of penises in porn, and they're always darker. If I ever saw a penis that was light in color compared to the rest of the body,
you turn it off.
I would scream. I would scream.
I'm the first thing I do when I get home today is I'm taking a full body naked photo of myself and I'm putting it into Photoshop and I'm color dropping the color of my penis and my torso to
Dude,
see
you're speaking.
to see how many shades.
You're speaking
different there.
Mandarin now, dude. We don't know what you're talking about.
Is that what Mandarin sounds like?
No.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
Color dropping.
We just
what does
learned,
that mean?
We just
what does that
learned
mean?
something there. That's really neat. All right, folks. Well, that's it. And hope you enjoyed this week's episode. And we will be back next week with another episode, as we typically do every week. Fucking yesterday, Jody's podcast drop. All right, a new podcast that we produced. Everyone comes from somewhere. It dropped yesterday. Go check it out. Download it. Give it a listen. If you don't know Jody Carrington, get your fucking life together. She will change your life just like she's changed ours. She's been a guest on the show. She'll probably be coming on the show soon to hype up her new show. And we produced it.
And we really
So
want to pump it up there and get it on the new and noteworthy charts. So,
So go listen, but also leave a rating and a review of that podcast, and let us know what you think. We'd love to hear what you think. It's fun because, like, you know, we've only been doing Sick Boy, and I do Turn Me On, but this is the first time that we are publishing a new show that we've had a hand in creating, and it feels really good. So
It does,
congrats, Jody. We're fucking big fans and stoked that you're doing what you're doing, and we're really proud to be a part of this project. So go check it out. Everyone comes from somewhere. It's available wherever you get your pods, and that's coming at you from us over here at Snack Labs. That is and also come join the Discord.
Yep. Uh-huh.
You know?
Yep. And
You
if
know?
you want, and if you want to be a guest on the show, go to sickboypodcast.com and fill out the guest form and be a guest.
Oh, and thanks to Jeff Lonis and Donovan Morgan, Rich O'Coin. We love you guys. Thanks for helping make this show, Sick Boy, the one that you're listening to now, possible.
Hell, motherfucking yeah. That's it for this week.
I'm Brian.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Jeremy, and this is Sick Boy.